If I'd never heard of Homeworld or Homeworld 2 before playing Gearbox's The Homeworld Remastered collection, and you told me they first came out in 1999 and 2003, I'd probably have called you a liar. The way original developer Relic expertly pulled off a brilliant recreation of the kind of space fleet battles we've seen in Star Wars and backed it with an outstandingly atmospheric single-player story is nothing short of amazing.
Strike group reports hostile contact.
These two 15-hour campaigns are still some of the best large-scale space battles I've ever taken part in. The way fighters strafe and weave in combat is really impressive, and the attention to detail is breathtaking.
Group 1, attack vector laid in.
Controlling one of these giant furball dogfights in full 3D space is challenging to get the hang of, especially getting used to tethering the free-floating camera to ships or objects. It's made manageable by zooming out to a tactical view of the area and giving orders to control groups. The toughest trick is giving orders to travel to a specific point in space. Admirably, the interface does all this without getting in the way of the beautiful view. Actually, the full 3D navigation is rarely used in missions. Most of the action takes place on a 2D plane. It's more about creating an imposing sense of scale than fleet tactics. A side effect of these huge maps and slow-moving capital ships is that there's quite a bit of downtime, but that deliberate pace keeps things from becoming overwhelming during the heat of battle. Waiting for resource harvesters to work is quite a drag sometimes, though.
Interceptor complete.
A rock, paper, scissors balancing system makes it fairly easy to determine what ships you should send to counter an enemy, and you usually have options. You could stop an incoming wave of enemy interceptors with interceptors of your own, or multi-gun corvettes, or activate a gravity well generator to disable them completely so that your assault frigates can pick them off. The stakes are raised considerably by the fact that your fleet is persistent from mission to mission. If you lose a destroyer in battle, you might have a tougher time getting through that next mission. It's tough, but Homeworld is generally good at scaling the threat to match what you've brought with you. A few missions don't hold up, of course. Clearing a wave of asteroids headed for your mothership is a tedious exercise, and the one where you have to guide your ships through a narrow dust cloud to shield them from radiation is a pain when the dust particles are this hard to spot. Those are more than worth tolerating because Homeworld tells a fantastic emotional story, something very few real-time strategy games have ever done. With nothing but spaceship models, artful use of the cinematic camera, awe-inspiring classical music, and some excellent parallax animations and voiceovers.
Like theirs, your ship has already defiled this holy place.
Relic created a convincing tale of a people fleeing genocide and setting out in a desperate search of their ancestral home. This game has gravitas.
Primary directive achieved.
In the first time, the great hyperspace core was found. With it came the gift of interstellar travel.
Going from Homeworld to Homeworld 2 is an interesting mix of trade-offs. The story is still well presented, but it runs out of inspiration as it leans on less relatable themes like mystic prophecy and cliches of reuniting ancient artifacts.
The prophecy states, "He who unites the three will unleash the great maker, Sajuk."
On the other hand, mission design and ship management is significantly improved, and it treats whole squadrons as a single unit, which makes it much easier to field a spectacular fleet. It's a shame Gearbox couldn't take the beta label off the multiplayer modes before the remastered collection went on sale, so it should be approached with some skepticism with regards to its balance and stability. However, it's a nice touch that it offers the ability to play as any of the 4 different factions from across both games. Homeworld will likely never be a competitive RTS due to its slow pace, but skirmishing against the AI or other space battle fans won't get old anytime soon. On the technical side, I've experienced great performance on my GeForce GTX 970, and only one crash in more than 40 hours of play. A weird bug prevented me from running in full screen mode on 2 of the 4 PCs I tried it on, though. Time has been very kind to Homeworld's design, and it's fantastic that Gearbox has updated it for a new generation of gamers. It's been 15 years, but these exciting, large-scale space battles haven't been matched, much less surpassed. Relic's outstanding atmosphere and story could teach modern game developers valuable lessons about how to make the most out of simple animations, dramatic camera angles, and a classical score. With only a few missions and ideas that stand out as poor, it's amazing how well Homeworld holds up. For more on Homeworld, stick with IGN.